Let's bring in Jonathan Sacerdoti live in London. Jonathan, the UK, the US, France and Germany continuing to press Russia over the poisoning of that spy on British soil. Tell us about the joint statement that they've issued.
Theresa May was looking for help from her allies, and today she got it in the form of that joint statement. Russia's been doing all it can to put people in doubt over whether or not it was responsible for the poisoning of Sergei Skripal and his daughter. Mrs. May now has agreement from these big allies that her assessment is right. There is no plausible alternative explanation except that Russia is responsible for this use of a chemical weapon on British soil, they say. And the leaders said that this is an assault on the UK's sovereignty, which threatens the security of us all. So they've called on Russia to provide a complete disclosure of the Novichok programme to the Organisation for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons.
Jonathan, how is NATO involved in all of this?
Well, NATO's already increased its defences against Russia because of its threatening behaviour. Britain's National Security Advisor, Mark Sedwill, told NATO envoys at a special meeting of the alliance's governing North Atlantic Council that Russia was to blame, and NATO Security General Jens Stoltenberg has said that this is a serious attack on individuals in the United Kingdom, but it's also a blatant and serious violation of the norms and rules. We have to understand that this is happening, he said, on the backdrop of a pattern of reckless behaviour which has taken place over many years.
Jonathan, meanwhile, Britain has deployed a nuclear submarine to the Arctic, the first time in a decade. Tell us more about that.
Well, that's part of a pre-planned exercise led by the US called ICEX. But this is, of course, important. Even though it was planned in advance, it is slightly in response to previous Russian movements. Russia has been strengthening its hand in the area, and Britain is working with the US Navy and the Canadian Navy now just to make sure that they are prepared to fight in those icy conditions should they need to.
All right, Jonathan, thank you so much. Jonathan Sacerdoti, live from London. Appreciate it as always.